How would you like to work for your dream and not someone else's dream? Sounds amazing, right? Well, this is a high-level overview of how to put together materials for a capital raise to help you do just that. Now, I'm going to offer you some points on what to expect during the process. I'll let you know what investors generally want to see and what's going to give you the very best probability of getting funded, in my experience. Now, if you are watching this and you don't know me, that's okay. My name is Robert. But more importantly, I've been through many capital raises. I've raised lots of money and invested my own money in several venture deals over the years. So I've been on both sides of the table and have some learnings that I think you can benefit from. Now, there's a lot to get through when asking investors for money. Not every situation is the same, but I wanted to put something together to simplify or distill down certain areas to give you the very best chance for success. Now, to start, a lot of times entrepreneurs want to dive deep into describing intricate details of their product, over-explaining it, and it can come across disorganized or unhinged. And I will tell you out of the gate, as an investor, without an organized pitch, it's torture to listen to. It's like a tooth extraction with a spoon and no Novocaine.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
That said, the goal of the first meeting should be to be brief, be basic, and clear. So what do I mean by this? Well, first, briefly explain your product or service, which should include what need are you filling. Basically, why would people want to give you money or why will you make money? Now, you should be able to achieve this in 90 seconds or less, but with the emphasis there on the or less. Start with 90 seconds, get comfortable with that, and then scale it back to 30 seconds or less if possible. Another thing to consider, almost all media today is in bite-sized formats.
Yeah, Gordon, the app is called TikTok.
It would be rolling out a new short-form video extension called Reels.
According to a survey from Microsoft, our attention spans are less than that of a goldfish.
The average attention span of an adult is only 8 seconds. So to put that into perspective, a goldfish has a 9-second attention span. So it's super important to gain an investor's attention and try to keep it for as long as possible. You're also going to need a financial model. Now, don't let the term financial model scare you, and you won't necessarily need it fully built out for the first meeting or two, but you will need one. Just think a basic P&L, profit and loss. I will explain this in greater detail in another video specifically on that topic, but it should be for at least 3 years and include a monthly cash flow for the first 12 to 18 months of that. Again, you don't need the fully fleshed out version for the first meeting, but you will need a basic outline as soon as possible because you're going to need to remember a few highlighted points that are relevant to initial conversations, such as what are your expected margins going to be, your overhead or what you expect to spend in the first year, your expected sales, when does that happen, month 3, 6, is it going to take a year before you can start selling? You're going to want to know those points off the top of your head. I do have some tips to give you a clear idea of how to frame your plan, and hopefully you can use this as a roadmap to craft an offering that's financeable and mutually beneficial. But before I start, I just want you to remember one thing that's just super critical, and that's people invest in people. So it is critically important that you come across knowledgeable about your business, upbeat, and enthusiastic. I would also like to consider it confidently humble and be personable. Essentially, be authentic. That's what you really are striving for. Okay, on the presentation, you're gonna need to build a deck. Now, you can use PowerPoint, Keynote, you probably know a lot of these, but I like to use Canva because everyone uses PowerPoint, I feel like, and Canva has some cool pictures and images that I like to use. Now, try to make the deck about 12 pages. Ideally less, but definitely never make it more than 15 pages. If you do have to put additional information in there that would make it more than 15 pages, put it as appendices after the concluding page or the concluding slide. And then when you send it, leave it to the investor to read that supplementary information or not, but don't let too much information get in the way of your headline message. So here's some quick points to include in your deck. Bring to life the problem you're solving as it stands today. Use graphics, a few bullet points. Tell the story so the reader really understands the actual problem. More graphics, less words, the better. No one wants to read a slide. Remember the goldfish attention span? Number 2, describe how people are solving these problems today. And if possible, do it in a way that makes your solutions seem even better or more hard-hitting. Also 3, show your market size. Demonstrate that the problem you're solving is worth solving. Basically, are you solving the problem for 10 people or 10 million people, right? Which would dictate, is it going to be profitable or not? Next is paint a picture of your solution. You're going to want to do that by describing the solution in easy to understand terms. I like to think of the KISS method, which is keep it simple, stupid, and illustrate your company's roadmap for growth. And what you really want to remember as you're putting all of this together is this is a presentation and this is not a contract. So think big, think general, until you get to your unique value proposition. That's when you're going to want to clearly define what makes your solution, what makes your product unique. Now, next is how will you sell the product? What many would call the go-to-market strategy or go-to-market plan. I mean, is it going to be unit sales? Is it going to be subscription, pricing bundles? What are your potential revenue streams going to be? Pro tip, have more than one. So for example, if you have unit sales, then maybe that unit sale comes with a subscription model too. So there's 2 revenue streams right there. So but try to have more than one revenue stream. And who can be potential partners to help you grow faster? So this is a really important piece because a lot of times when you put it out there of potential partners that can help your business grow faster or would just kind of be hand in glove and like a perfect fit to really maybe round out the total offering, you want to put that out there because sometimes investors can invest more than just money. They may have introductions to those partners and it could be a really warm introduction that, you know, you could have straight out of the gate. Sometimes even if they're not investing, they're willing to make that introduction. So you want to always put out there potential partners that would help your business grow. You're also going to want to say what sales channels you plan to sell in. Is it going to be business to business? Is it going to be business to consumer? Are you going to be selling online? Do you plan on being in retail doors? Also, have an IP strategy and the status of it. So what patents or trademarks do you have today, if any? If you do have them, what regions do they cover? Is it fully filed or is it still in process? So you kind of want to put that in there. Now, whatever you do, never, ever read your presentation verbatim to the investor. It's painful to watch, it's insanely boring to listen to, and I can promise you with 100% certainty that 100% of the investors that you're gonna meet know how to read. So the goal is to highlight what you really want them to walk away with, period. So you wanna summarize the deck as you go through, and you wanna add to it by accentuating points that you want to have really hard hitting. So think of it this way. It's like seasoning to a meal. Your voice should be seasoning to that meal that you're showing, the meal being the deck. So really practice on doing that and do not ever read it verbatim. Now, there is definitely more information that you're going to want to know regarding the financial model, also how to arrive at a valuation for your business, and founder rights to be aware of. But the good news is you can check those out in my other videos on those 2 topics right here.